Welcome back, everybody. We're working on RPG Maker 2003. And I let this breathe for a little bit, and I did a session where I was working on balancing. But I ended up just posting that one to the Discord because it was a little weird. All I was working on was numbers. I didn't really do any mapping or anything like that. So you can watch that if you want. It's up on the Discord. But essentially, what we're trying to do is get control of combat. I don't like the combat economy that's built into RPG Maker 2003, so I reduced everything quite a bit to make it feel more like, you know, a Dragon Warrior or something like that. When you first get out of the gate, you should only have a handful of XP and whatnot. And I did that, but since I haven't worked on this for a while, I wanted to do a bit more mapping. So let's see. Just real quick and dirty stuff. We have a dungeon, and there's the dungeon. I want to try and build a second floor. So let's do this. Map properties. This is 59 by 70, which are weird dimensions, but that's fine. We're going to go with it. 59 by 70. And this is the second floor dungeon. Generate something for me. What kind? Room? That seems weird. Something tells me that's not going to be what I want it to be. But we're gonna try it anyway. For ceiling, we'll pick that thing again. And then floor. There we go. Okay. The low version of the wall will be here. There. Just make all the floors the same. That's fine. I'll dress it up myself. Make the high version of the wall here. Okay. Obstacles. Okay. Actually, make this a rock. This one we won't use. Alright. So it forces us to use one. There we go. Alright. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. Generate dungeon. Is there a hotkey for generate dungeon? Right click. No, there isn't. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. I like that. That's cool. Just some, yeah. All right. We will keep that. All right, so here we go. We have our dungeon. Oh, yeah, that's right. I made this little quest with my daughter. I wanted to show her like how that worked. So I put somebody in town. There's a kid. Please save my mom. And then I put the mom in the dungeon. There you go. Mom saved equals on. But I did change, I think, there we go, the chipset for the mom. There we go. So when you're in the town, yeah, here we go. You see the little girl, and the little girl says, please save my mom. She went into the dungeon, find the treasure. There you go. Okay, so that's a thing. So there's a little bit of a quest. And I know I'm bouncing all around here. But we have this dungeon. We need to tie it, the second floor of the dungeon, we have to tie it into the first floor that we have here. Okay, so there is where you start. And I think I like this to be where you head upwards. So how do I want to make this? Let's take a look at what we have to work with. Just stairs. That's not too bad. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think I like that. We're going to go with stairs here. So then on the second floor, we can come in the same way. All right. And then dungeon 1, we'll go to events. Right click here, create a transfer event to the second floor. put me right there and face me up. And let's go to the second floor, right click, create a transfer event, bring me down to the first floor, put me, that's the entrance, put me here, make me face down. All right. So at least when it comes to geography, we've got the second floor of our dungeon, which is nice. I wanted to make this more like Wizardry, where each floor was its own, challenge. Getting around on the first floor would involve a couple of separate quests, and you'd have to do some work to level up. And then once you got to the second floor, the monsters would be more difficult, right up here. So I'm gonna have to do some NPC work, but I'm liking this. What do we have in terms of like MIDI music for the first floor? Do I have anything picked at all? Oh, that reminds me. Back to the second floor, map properties. I have to uncheck generate dungeon. Boom. Otherwise, when I try and play it, it gives me something different. It's a neat mechanic, because it'd be nice to be able to do like, make it so that the dungeon is different every time you play. But I don't know how you would work it out where it would place, like the events that you needed where they needed to be. Yeah, I don't know. So let's go back to Dungeon 1. Map properties. Not same as a parent map. We need some dungeon music. And mamma mia, that's a lot of dungeon music. Let's go simple, right? Dungeon 1. Dungeon 1. Doesn't get more RPG Maker than that. Okay, we're going to turn the volume to right about there. Okay. And then on the second floor, we are also going to have Dungeon 1 music. But the volume's going to be maxed. That way when you walk up to the next map, you're changing floors, the volume will change as well. In town, I like to do it backwards. You hear the music and you walk in a building, and then the volume gets lower. And if you go to the next floor, the volume gets lower. But in a dungeon, the tension builds. So as you go to the next floor, the volume gets louder as the tension rises. And there will be no third floor. The third floor would have like boss music or something, and it would be very, very small. All right, so we got some floors. I don't think we have any actual battles in here, and that's because we're still working out some balance issues. So stupid. It's the stupidest thing. Starting me in town. Please save my mom. Ah, that's right. The last thing I was working on was a pub, and I only got about that far. Any weapons? Some stuff. Okay. Alright, so I know that there's some battles out here. Let's see how they what? 20 health. That looks nice. They're dealing 1 damage when they hit me. I'm dealing 1 damage when I hit them. Arrgh. So if I remember right, from the last time I worked on this, at this point, if you just walk outside, you're going to die. Okay? So the way I need to do this, there has to be something in town, the first town, where you can go and there will be some sort of bonus that's waiting that will make it easier. All right, so that means we need to finish. The next thing we need to do is work on the pub. And in pub, the pub, there will be that kind of a bonus. Whether it be you meet somebody and they'll, you know, partner up with you, or whether it be, oh dear, or whether it be somebody who would give you like some money, or maybe there's a quest you could do in town that doesn't necessarily involve combat, but there's got to be something you can do. So that means we need the pub finished. Okay. Where does that leave me? I've done a million of these. Come on, it's a default asset game. It can be real simple. So we need a counter. But don't overthink it. Make the same pub you've made many times. Okay. Boom. All right. We're gonna need some bar stools. Okay. We're going to need a back room. Okay. We're going to need some tables. Okay. Oops. Oh my gosh, I'm misclicking all over the place. I wish I could make this a little bigger. Like zoom in a little further. It's made for, you know, 800 by 600 type resolution. So this monitor is just, you know, a regular monitor by today's standards. You could probably get this for something like this for $20 at the thrift store. But back in those days, this is unfathomably huge, which is weird to think. All right. Doesn't look spectacular, but here it is. We have a pub, a bar, a speakeasy, whatever you want to call it. Let's get us somebody to work the counter. I always like this guy. No, this guy's way better because it looks like he has an apron. I'm going to call him the bartender. Right now he doesn't do anything, but I want to make it so that you can't go to the back. Okay, so this is going to be empty, and this is going to happen at player touch. And when this does what it does, move event, call event, set teleportation, move picture, set move route. Yeah, set move route. Bartender, because I named that event. All right, so have him turn left. Okay. Stay out of the back, please. And turn down. Wait. And the hero will move down. Bartender turns left. Hero. Hang on. Move down. Hero moves down. He's to stay out of the back. And then he goes back to what he's doing by turning downward. Let's check it out. Frig-a-dug-a-ding-da-doo. All right. Doesn't say anything yet. Stay out of the back, please. Alright. I think we're actually going to connect this. Oops, not what I wanted to do. There we go. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. I might change that later. But this sets the stage for, you know, a place you can meet other adventurers and whatnot. All right, so let's see. Okay, so I want to make a new statistic. I want it to keep track of how popular you are in town. And I want that to be a stat from like 1 to 20. So let's make it let's do show choices. I want it to be some if-then logic. I can't remember how that's done now. Conditional branch. There we go. Variable. All right. Hero reputation. Okay. If your reputation is equal to or greater than, I don't know, 15, I guess. Just making that up, whatever. Then he tells you to get lost. Otherwise he'll let you in the back. There you go. That's real simple. Okay. So that said, let's go back to the town. Now, remember I said when I was with my daughter, I made this simple little quest, right? So that simple little quest, if you do that, you should get 1 for your reputation because you've done a mini quest. So we'll go to the dungeon, scroll up a little bit, right click on Mama, insert, control variables, day of the week, hero reputation, add 1. Okay. All right. So that's what it does. So now because I have this this quest, your reputation, which starts at 0, has a potential to come to 1. Now the problem with a reputation statistic is that if you just use static numbers like this, then there's a clear ceiling and to how high it can get. And it's going to be the same every time you play. And this is where dynamic quests come in. Rather than having them hard-coded like this, there's going to be some RNG where it's like you go to such and such a person, and instead of, hey, here's the quest, if, give me a random number between 1 and 5, and that's going to trigger one of these 5 quests, and each one of those 5 quests is going to have similar logic within it, and then you can keep doing that over and over again. So if you have enough layers in there of generation, and then it'll feel like a large number of quests when it's only a few. And because of that, and the reputation varying depending on the difficulty, then you can make it so who knows? Who knows? I know, I said this was going to be a simple little game, a simple little grinding game, whatever. I can't help myself. It just sounds like if I were playing a game, if I were the player, that's how I would want this to work. Okay. So the debug room. That said, let's put someone in the debug room. Popular kid. Show choices. 1, 10, 20. No change. Okay, insert. Set reputation to. Control variables, hero reputation. Set to 1. Set it to 10. Set it to 20. Do nothing. All right. So now if you're in this area, we'll make him walk around just for fun. Movement type, random. In the debug room, there's this kid who will set your reputation to whatever it needs to be. So I'll tell you what, let's take the kid and we'll go to the pub and we will paste a copy of the kid here. All right. And the new page, there's going to be nothing. But there can't be a kid in the pub, so we got to change that. We'll make it this monster thing. And you only see him when the debug tools are on. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. Will you play it, man? Alright, heroes are shipwrecked. Doot square but do. Alright, so this. Oh, now wait a second. Why is that not working? Hero reputation is 0. It's reversed. Stay out of the back. That's the reverse behavior, so we'll have to fix that. Also, the debug tools aren't working. Wow. The debug tools I understand. It's because these tabs are flipped around. Copy page, delete page, paste. There you go, no debug tools by default. Turn them on, there's the dragon. You can talk to him, and he'll ask you what you want to set your reputation to. So I can set it to 20, but the problem is the logic built into the door isn't working. So let's take a look at the door and see what I did wrong. If the hero reputation is greater than 15, whoops, that's not what we want. If it's less than 15, then get rid of the guy, or else not yet. Gonna try that one more time. Stay out of the back. Stay out of the back. But I need to get into the back. So let's turn on some debug tools. Hello, Mr. Debug Dragon. Can you set my reputation to 20, please? Thank you. Did that actually change my reputation? No, it didn't. Oh my gosh, there's so much broken stuff going on here. Oh my gosh. Alright. Man. If it's less than 15, okay. That's it.
Alex, here is your reminder. Go downstairs.
Echo. Stop. Well, that's all the time I got to work on this today. There's some profoundly broken logic here. But this is just a little bit of dynamic behavior. The seeds of dynamic behavior being added to an otherwise, simple sort of just hack and slash kind of game. Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll work on this more as soon as I can. Oh, and by the way, jump over to the Discord because I keep a build of the game available if you wanted to download it and poke around with what I got. See ya.